Good evening. My name is Phil Lawson. I'm a United Methodist clergy, pastor of some 60 years. I started out in the journey to nonviolence as a 15-year-old member of the Fellowship of Reconciliation, and learned my nonviolence through Byler Ruskin and George Hauser, A.J. Musty, not through Dr. King. My first engagement in nonviolent direct action was in 1950. I'd been working in justice movements since that time, including gender equality and more recently Black Alliance for Just Immigration, and I'm the organizer of the National Council of Elders. Well, let me begin by talking about nonviolence as I have grown to know it in my lifetime and to try to live it. Number one, nonviolence is not a tactic or a strategy. Nonviolence is a way of life. It's a way, as Dr. King and Gandhi talked about it and created the science of nonviolence. Nonviolence is a way of life for courageous people. It's active, nonviolent resistance. It is not pacifism. It's not passive resistance. It's assertive, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. It always persuades the opponent of the justice of the cause. Number two, nonviolence seeks to win friendships and understanding. The end result of nonviolence is redemption and reconciliation. The purpose of nonviolence is the creation of the beloved community. Therefore, I contend that nonviolence is the most consistent way that the Occupy movement had talked about what it wants to do. It wants to transform this nation. You see, the end result, the opposite of oppression and domination and slavery, is not freedom to do what you want to do. That's not the opposite of slavery and domination. The opposite of domination and slavery is community. Community, people together. Freedom from domination and slavery is a necessary prerequisite so that we might enter into community. If a woman is oppressed by violence of her husband, she cannot enter into community with her husband until she's free from the violence. Once she's free, then she can negotiate what it means to live in community. We haven't even begun in our own nation the process of helping people to be free of all those things that oppress them. So we cannot begin to move into a nation, a community of beloved people until all of us are free and able to negotiate how we're going to live together as a people. Let me move on here. Nonviolence seeks not to defeat human beings, but to defeat injustice. The white privileged male is a victim who believes that he is better than others. He has grown up with a false sense of superiority, in the same sense that African Americans and people of color have grown up with a false sense of inferiority. All in this society are victims of the domination and oppression. Nonviolent holds that voluntary suffering can educate and transform the nation. Willingly accepting the consequences of our actions, willingly accepting suffering. One black man in the Dr. King movement said it this way: "I will let them kick me until they have kicked all the hatred out of themselves and into my body, where I will transform it into love for those who kicked me." Nonviolence is a way of life for courageous, strong people. Nonviolence chooses love, not hate instead of hatred. Nonviolence resists violence of the spirit, of the body, and of things. I grew up in the situation of Jim Crow. There was a poem that enabled me to know nonviolence that I learned there. Let me lay it on you. They drew a circle that shut me out. Dumb, heretic, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took them in. The African American community, in its struggles throughout for freedom in the United States and for the building of a beloved community, made two very important decisions. They first of all decided that once they won their freedom from slavery, that this would be the place in which they would hammer out what it means to be and to live in community. That we would do this next door to the sons and daughters of slave owners. That this is the place that we will build the beloved community. We will not in any shape or form convince large numbers of the African American community that violence is the way to freedom and community, since violence is the way the domination system uses to impose its way and to support the status quo. Violence will never be able to set me free and help me to live in community with you and with others. Thank you.